After Rita gave the leaders of the world only 24 hours to surrender, Bulk and Skull report everything that has been happening. In Tokyo, there is the Blue Rangers Zord, and the military have been trying to get inside it but have not been able to. Due to this, they have caused a lot of destruction in part of the city, and the same is happening in other cities. The Zords have responded to the attacks and have started to destroy everything. Bulk starts to say that they haven't seen the Dragon Zord since the attack in the bay. Basically, this was when Scorpina was using the Zord to try to fill the energy crystal. On the moon, we continue to see that the Black Dragon has Tommy held by the shield and begins to claim several things from him. First, he tells him that he had everything, the Empress gave him everything. He turned his back on her and only to die all alone now on the moon. Then, Tommy makes the shield disappear so he can free himself from the hands of the monster and begins to communicate with Jason. He tells him that he needs some distraction since it's too hard to fight a giant monster, but Jason is trying to stabilize the Dragon Zord after the beating that the monster gave him, and now it's floating out of control. Tommy wants to try to rescue Billy again, and Jason advises him to stay close to the Black Dragon as it is so big that he won't be able to move well enough to catch it. The monster thinks Tommy wants to escape from the moon and keeps trying to attack him to stop him. Then, the Green Ranger takes advantage of the lack of gravity on the moon and raises one of the palace's guns to shoot the monster. Even though it was a good try, the Black Dragon attacks it and obviously manages to knock it down. Tommy then tries to play with its mind by telling it various things to make the monster change its size, and because of this the Black Dragon returns to its normal size. The monster says that he doesn't want Tommy to have any excuses after losing the battle. At that moment, Tommy tries to attack him quickly, but the Black Dragon is very strong and manages to knock him down. With Tommy on the ground, the monster begins to hit him very hard to try to finish him off, and the Green Ranger's helmet begins to crack. One more punch and the Green Ranger's helmet is going to break, but at that precise moment Jason arrives in the Dragon Zord to stop the monster. Jason hits the monster so hard that it rips his arm off and saves Tommy. Now Jason is going to try to teleport Tommy into the Zord, and the Green Ranger is going to take the monster's arm. While they do this, the Black Dragon behind them starts to change size. Inside the Dragon Zord, Tommy starts to ask for Billy as he still wants to save him, but Jason tells him that they already missed their chance, and they must leave to try to find another way to save him. The Rangers managed to escape from the moon successfully, and the Black Dragon could not stop him. In the pocket dimension, the Rangers are still trying to talk to Alpha, who has used his backup system to be able to send signals to the Rangers since his body, which is his main power source, is not connected to his head. Alpha begins to respond to the Rangers and explains that he is lying in the trash unable to move since he has no body. He also tells them that Rita sent all his parts to be melted down, but before that, he was able to hear her plans. At that moment, Jason arrives holding Tommy, who is in bad shape and needs to rest. Jason then explains to the Rangers everything that happened and gives Trini the arm of the Black Dragon in the hope that this can help them in some way. Alpha greets Jason, and Jason is very surprised to hear Alpha's voice again. The robot begins to explain to the Rangers how the Black Dragon is controlling the Zords and is using Billy's power coin to access the Rangers' powers. Everyone is worried as Rita's deadline is almost up and they need to find some way to stop her. In the command center we can see how they use the Blue Ranger's power coin to access the powers, and Rita starts to complain to the Black Dragon. The monster responds that he underestimated the Green Ranger, but that won't happen again. Rita doesn't understand how they can't take away the Green Ranger's powers, and the Black Dragon tries to explain to her that the Dragon Coin accesses the grid in a different way. Rita begins to doubt the monster and tells him that she thinks that on the moon he was hesitating to destroy the Green Ranger. This makes the Black Dragon very angry, and he tells Rita that he is doing everything for her since she was not able to destroy the Rangers. Rita tries to tell him about the monster's motives for destroying the Rangers, but he yells at her that his motives are none of her business. He then tells her that he only wants to destroy the Green Ranger himself, and the next time he sees him he won't hesitate to give him the final blow. Meanwhile, we can see that Finster has created a new arm for Black Dragon since Jason had ripped off his other one. In the Dark Dimension, Billy tries to talk to Golder, but Golder doesn't want to talk to him as he thinks they are enemies. Golder is very convinced that Rita is still his Empress, and he is her sworn honor guard, so therefore, they are still enemies. Billy tries to play with his mind by telling him that maybe Rita doesn't think the same way, but Golder still hopes that she still thinks about him. In the Pocket Dimension, Zack approaches Tommy and apologizes for everything that had previously happened between them. He tells him that even though Rita chose him, it doesn't mean that there is something wrong with him. He also tells her that only a ranger has been able to fight a giant monster alone, and this refers to the battle Tommy had with the Black Dragon on the moon. Tommy then replies that, if there was any way he could have traded places with the other Rangers, he could have done it. At that moment, Tommy has a great idea that can help the Rangers change everything. He quickly tries to talk to the other Rangers and tells them that he has a plan to activate everyone's powers. Basically, the plan is to use the Black Dragon's arm to produce the same energy that is going through the Blue Ranger's power coin to access the grid. This same energy could be used to go through the Green Ranger's power coin to help the other Rangers connect their powers to the grid again. Alpha begins to explain that this is possible, but Tommy would be helpless since he would not be able to use his powers. Despite this, Tommy wants to go through with the plan as he says that the other Rangers together can get the Zords back and that he can't do it all alone. Tommy uses the arm of the Black Dragon, and they all start morphing. The whole place is filled with green energy, and then something unexpected happens. All the Rangers have achieved the transformation, but now they are all green.